So if you have benefits open, you're going to right click on the tab and close it. If it prompts you to save, go ahead and say yes. And we're going to be modifying the structure of the employee table just a little bit. And if you remember, so far we have added fields in Datasheet View, we've added fields and made modifications in Design View, so you can modify the structure in either. And for employees, they want us to go into Datasheet View. They actually want us to delete a field. So we're going to click on middle initial, and you will see it says delete. And as long as you click on the field name, when you click delete, it is going to delete the field. Okay, so make sure if you want to delete a field that you click on the name of the field. And then at the prompt say yes, and poof, your field is gone. Then what they would like us to do is move department so it displays after employee ID. So we're going to click on the department field, okay, and that highlights everything. Then we're going to point at that field name. I'm going to have that white arrow. We're going to left drag, and you're going to see a heavy black line come with the mouse. When that black line is right after employee ID, you're going to release, and you have moved the field in Datasheet View. Now we're going to go take a look at Design View here. And you'll notice that moving a field in Datasheet View does not move it in Design View. But this is your table structure. Doesn't really matter where your fields are located here. Datasheet View is where people enter records, and the location of the fields will make a difference here. You're going to have the fields displayed in the order that is easiest for people to enter data. So we're going to go back over to Design View because they would like us to make a little adjustment over here. And they want us to select annual salary. And they would actually like us to practice moving fields in here. And they would like the field to go between birth date and hire date. So we're going to actually have to put our mouse in the selector box to the left of the field and click to highlight the whole entire field. And then pointing at that selector box, we're going to left drag, and you're still going to see a heavy black line. And when the black line is between birth date and hire date, you're going to release. And that will move annual salary. Now we're going to go look at, let's save our changes and go take a look. And you can see that moving it in Design View did not move it in Datasheet View. So moving around fields is kind of independent. Whereas if you delete a field, like we deleted the middle initial, that affects both views because you're removing it from the table. So what we're going to do is insert a new field above an existing field. So it's kind of like inserting a new row in a spreadsheet, kind of the same little concept. But here we're dealing with fields. So we're going to click anywhere in department. And then we're going to choose insert row. That puts a new row above department. And we're going to key in supervisor for the name of our new field. And the short text data type is fine. So we're going to go ahead and save that. We're going to go over into Datasheet View. We're going to make just a couple adjustments over here. They're going to be primarily formatting adjustments. And any formatting adjustment that you make is going to affect the field names and all of the records. So you want to be in your home ribbon, and we're going to change the font. And you can either click the arrow or just key in the font you want, but we want Candera. And once I press enter here, it will change the font for all of the records. And then for the size, I want 12. And once I press enter, or you click on the arrow and you choose 12, it is going to change that font for your field names and all of your records. And a couple other little formatting or cosmetic adjustments are going to be to change the fill color in the alternating rows. Right now it's kind of a little gray. And we're going to change it to this tan. So it's kind of a subtle change. And then we're going to click on the grid lines and remove those. And then they do want us to adjust the widths of our columns here. This department may not be quite wide enough once you increase the font size and change the font. They also want employee ID to be centered. So I'm going to click right on that field and click on center. So at this point, my cosmetic changes are done, so I'm going to go ahead and save. They would also like a totals row, and specifically they want us to total up the annual salary. So we're going to click on the total button, which is kind of similar to this sum button. And you're probably not going to see a value here until you click on the arrow and choose sum. What you're going to see here are all the different statistical functions that we worked with in Excel. And by default, it doesn't show anything. So when you first turn this on, you're not going to see anything. So you do need to click the arrow and choose sum in order to get a total of that field. Okay, and at this point, we are going to go ahead and click on save. You do not need to worry about printing this. Okay. But just keep this total on with the total displayed, the sum of the annual salary field.